Now it's your turn. Can't monetize this episode.
Ooh, or you can monetize it for other reasons. Like smut websites.
Are we skipping it?
Oh, fuck.
What?
Wow, we just teased everybody.
We teased ourselves.
Yeah, sorry, audience.
What are you talking about? We're the victims here.
We didn't know that it wasn't gonna elaborate. I'm sorry.
I lay on my side, head on Flynn's chest while his arm is wrapped around me, his hand stroking my shoulder. I rub his smooth stomach in big, wide circles, making sure to get every inch of it. I occasionally trace the outline of his chest as it rises and falls before dipping down low, almost touching his semi-erect cock. He doesn't seem to be in the mood for another go, though, so I'm content to just lay there and listen to his deep breaths. What's wrong with me wanting to know what happened? I pause in my rubbing, resting my paw in the middle of his stomach. He tenses it for a second, so I continue rubbing. Nothing. I guess it's just how you go about doing it. He grunts. Doesn't matter how I do it, he's gonna be upset. Might be easier if you try to go at it more delicately. Flynn takes a deep breath, and I watch my hand rise and fall with it. He's hiding something. You know it too.
You do know it too.
He does. I don't say anything. We lay like that for a while, Flynn breathing softly into my ear as his fingers creep over my arm to tease at a nipple. Everyone does. But they still treat me like I'm some sort of monster for wanting to know. I press down suddenly, and he grunts loudly into my ear as he tenses up against my hand again. You don't really think what you did at the river was appropriate? Now. I cringe as Flynn pinches my nipple. He doesn't say anything, though, and we lay in silence a while longer. Sydney didn't deserve that. I swallow. No. I mean, I know he was a dick, but he came from a rough place. I just listen, not wanting to say something wrong. Flynn never opened up like this. You guys didn't know him like I did. I stopped rubbing and turned my head up to look at Flynn. His eyes are open, staring up at the ceiling. Chase, I need to find out what happened. Flynn, no. I'm sick of wondering. I'm sick of imagining. He looks down at me suddenly, and the expression on his face is strange. I'm gonna talk to him again. Who, TJ? I hear my voice rise in concern. He doesn't say anything. Flynn. I sit up. Don't do that. He glares at me. Yeah? Why not? This is probably the last chance I'll get. But... I try to think of something to say. Nothing good will come out of it. If he hasn't said anything until now, then he probably never will. We'll see about that. The implication in his voice sends a chill down my spine. Flynn. The lizard looks away from me. What? I'm not gonna do anything, just talk. And if he doesn't say anything? Flynn stares at the wall. Then I guess that's that. But I want to talk to him without Leo there to coddle him like he's some little kid. I put my face in my hands and rub slowly. I know Flynn would never want to hurt TJ, but can he get so emotional that... But he can get so emotional, and what if TJ says the wrong thing? Just let me go with you when you do. Flynn turns his head to look back at me. Why? I just want to be there to keep things grounded. Flynn stares hard at me. Maybe. He likes you, so maybe that'll be good. He continues to stare at me, and I feel a little uncomfortable. What? You just have to promise one thing. What? I said a bit more slowly. Don't get in the way. Don't try to defend him, even if he's acting all sad and shit. I look back at him, unsure what I'll say. I don't want Teacher to get hurt, and just the thought of this confrontation is making me feel sick. But I don't want him to be alone when this happens either. The thought of telling one of the others, Jenna or Leo, comes to mind. But I know that'll be a fucking catastrophe if I do. That would be the end of a lot of friendships. This still left a chance that they would survive. Either way, I'm gonna have to promise him if I want a chance of going along. But whether or not I keep that promise... He's looking at us.
It makes me wonder if it's gonna, how much it'll matter what we say.
Yeah, I'll save regardless, just because I do that at choices, but...
Well, you should, yeah.
The fact that he's looking at us right now, in another intimate moment, makes me think that the fact that we have a choice means he's gonna react to the fact that we made a choice, and not the actual thing we click on probably doesn't matter.
That makes me think that we shouldn't lie, because if he sees through us, like, in a kind of literal way, then if we lie, there will be implications. If we tell the truth, there won't be.
We can try to tell the truth, but I don't know if it'll work. I promise, but only if it doesn't get physical. Flynn's eyes narrow. What?
Yeah, see?
He continues to stare at me, like he's trying to see something behind me. I'm seeing an Xbox controller for some reason.
Yeah, I'm seeing this guy in this fucking bimbo sitting in some room, like...
Some kind of, like, blue Xbox Series X controller for some reason. Why is that in my mind?
Wow, fancy. Or not, I don't know.
It's just the current Xbox controller. That's just what it's called. The Xbox is called an Xbox Series X because Microsoft is stupid.
That is stupid.
And my PlayStation 5, with its stupid popped collar design, at least it's called a PlayStation 5. Like, thank you.
The design sanity. Is so stupid. I hate it so much. It's hideous.
It's really dumb looking, but making it purple is funnier.
That is true.
I can't get over how the PS5 looks like. It just looks like a jock in a popped collar, like polo shirt.
Yeah, it does.
Like, it's just so goofy.
No wonder why I hate it. I hate polo shirts and I hate jocks.
Yeah.
I mean, not all of them. Sorry if you're a jock.
No, you specifically. Stephanie's out to get you.
Yeah, you person out there.
Yep. Come find her at MFFF. Come find her at MFF 2023. Yeah, and she'll kick you in the balls.
I was gonna say, punch me in the face.
Damn. Whoa. Don't volunteer that.
No, I'm just kidding. Please don't.
Please don't. Shockingly, do not hit people.
I'm kind of cute. Don't fuck in my face. It's all I got. I don't got a lot to work with.
What? I'm not lying. Flynn gives his signature snort and closes his eyes again. It won't. I look at him skeptically, trying not to remind him about what happened at the river. I sigh and stare at my naked balls for a moment, feeling a little strained.
What phrasing?
I'm gonna go to the bathroom, maybe take a shower. Alright. I get up onto unsteady feet and head into the hallway, wondering if I should try... Shirtless Flynn, still wearing his slacks. Because there's no nude sprites in this game.
He's confronting us.
All the nude sprites are fake.
Lame.
What's wrong with you?
That's kind of weird.
Huh?
How he faded in like that. I don't know. It kind of caught me off guard.
What? What? What were the last few seconds?
We got up to like walk into the hallway.
We went up to take a shower or use the restroom, and we're like, I wonder if I should And then she's like, what's wrong with you? And then the day ended.
See, I do wonder...
Was it the fact that we were thinking of making a choice that caused something?
Well, I mean, I think that's residual from our last choice. Like, I think he's like still thinking about it. But I'm wondering what we were thinking about doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that even matters. I don't know if that's even relevant.
But that was like, huh?
It'd be like, okay, like, oh, I think Keith is possessed, and then I'm like, I get to a point where I can't help but mention it. I'm like, okay, Keith, like, what is wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Keith?
Yeah. Why do you keep JDing in front of me? It's getting weird.
JDing.
JD from Scrubs.
Oh. Or like Fleabag, where it's like...
Yeah, exactly, like Fleabag, where they just periodically just have like a weird imagination moment, but like it becomes increasingly canon that they're doing it. You're like, what the? You just went somewhere. What was that?
Yeah, why are you staring off into space?
That's what's so fun about the priest character, is that he sees her doing it. Like, what was that? You went somewhere. I'm like, no, I didn't. You did. You just went somewhere.
God, I love that. That priest character is so fucking
Both
cute.
those actors are so good together. I want to rewatch that scene. I need to rewatch Fleabag. It's not even long. It's like 6 episodes total or something.
It bums me out because it's one of those ones where I bring it up to everyone whenever it's relevant,
and I've
not gotten a single person to watch it.
Every single one of you watch Fleabag if you're an adult, which you should be because you're watching this.
Yeah, no kids allowed. But okay, all I can say, and like I don't know if anyone random grab bag audience here. I don't know what demographics I'm talking to, but specifically as an adult-ish, young-ish woman,
adultish,
I found this character to be immensely relatable in the sense that I was very pleased to see a female protagonist who was not a good person in a non-comedy show.
Yeah.
And I know
it is a funny show.
I know that seems simple.
But it's not like a joke.
The moments in which she is not a good person, like that is not meant to be funny most of the time. I just want to point out that there's not a lot of shows that have women who are bad people in a genuine way, unless it's comedic, like Elaine from Seinfeld or like Dee from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia or something. This character is very multifaceted, and she's an anti-hero, and I don't feel like you see a lot of female lead protagonists, main characters who are that in TV, because it's weird. A lot of people avoid showing
like one of
their female protagonists in a disparaging way.
Yeah, I just think about it, like how much of a mess the protagonist of Russian Doll is.
She's a total fuck up.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is relatable, very relatable. It's like she's dabbling with her own morality, and she's thinking a lot about this and what the implications mean. We're bad feminists. Yes, she is a bad. she's a bad person.
There's so many wild ass scenes in that show.
It's a very good show. Highly recommend.
I opened my eyes blearily, waking up to the sound of something pounding in the distance. Just. I stare at the ceiling a moment, then abruptly prop myself up on my elbows, looking around, confused. Where the hell? Oh, yeah. Flynn's room.
He's just like angrily jacking it, like Flynn's.
I think it's Leo knocking on their door or something. I'd fallen asleep on Flynn's bed, naked after I'd taken a shower. Turns out the lizards don't have dryers, so I was left to air dry. I was tired, so Flynn had me lay out on his bed on a few towels, and that's where I am now. Guess I fell asleep. Again, the pounding. I look over to my right to see Flynn curled up, his back facing me. I think he's naked as well for a moment, but then I see he's got boxer briefs on, the black color blending in with his skin. I reach over to poke the rough skin of his scaly back. The frills in the back of his neck flare out for a second, then lay back down. I almost do it again, but Flynn's grumpy, annoyed-as-hell tone stops me. What? I clear my throat. Sorry, but it sounds like... I don't have to say it because the pounding starts back up again, echoing up the hallway. What the fuck? Flynn pushes himself up into a seating position, squinting at the hallway through the door. This
is making me stressed. I hate when people knock on the door.
And they keep going.
If they kept going, I'd be like... With the police?
Is it a fire?
Emergency?
Is it police? What time is it? Flynn rolls off the bed and starts putting on a shirt. I grab my phone, glad to see it's still at half charge. It's 9. At the same time, I notice that I have texts, several of them, from Leo.
I knew it! Uh-oh!
Can we just have a normal time?
Someone's in trouble.
There was something chill about how, like, that was just a normal sex scene between characters that just wanted to do it, and that was the entire reason why, and there was no, like, fucked up baggage to deal with behind the sex scene because, you know, Chase killing Flynn isn't canon in this route. And so it's not, we can't treat him like that person. So the most baggage this route has is just the fact that Chase is Chase. And we're like, Chase is in the scene. But, like, it was just a normal, innocent, like, nice scene that they just got to have together without the mess that it usually is of just like, is Jenna manipulating me? Is Leo a nightmare man?
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, obviously...
Is Carl possessed? Like, there's been a lot of baggage each time.
There's a lot of sexual relationships. Like, sexual relationships can be very gratifying if there's, like, emotional connections between people. And that is what I prefer, genuinely. However, it is kind of refreshing to... Like, it's like to have like casual sex and then to
they're also not a random hookup. They do know each other really well.
Casual sex between people who are like perhaps just friends with each other, but then also to realize that you don't have to feel bad about that. Like, people have a hard time with that sometimes. That
you can just have sex.
Yeah, and it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to justify that to other people who don't understand it. But it can just happen where you have a nice, like you go out, you have a nice time with someone. You connect on a physical level, you have sex, and there's like nothing wrong with that. This is like, you know.
There's a very funny quote where someone said, I met all my best friends on Grindr.
I've met a lot of my friends through fucking them.
Yeah.
And now I live in a house with a bunch of gay men, and so it's perfect because it's perfect. I have genuine friends I have not had sex with. They're all gay men.
From Leo.
I can't say that with all my gay girlfriends because, you know, that might have happened, but...
Shit. What? Flynn hops around the room as he tries to pull on some pants. My eyes scan over the text, realizing who it likely is that's knocking on the door. The message just started about 2 hours ago. Hey, I was at the motel and you aren't there. Jenna says she doesn't know where you are either. She says you didn't spend the night there. You and Flynn are the only ones not answering my messages. Are you at his house? Hello? I feel my stomach go into a knot. Fuck. Flynn, whirls on me, annoyed, now fully dressed. I don't think that comma makes sense.
Yeah, that first comma shouldn't be there.
Knocking has stopped, but I'm still uneasy about what I've just found out. I think it's Leo. What? This time Flynn sounds panicked. He's been texting me all morning. He thinks I'm here now. I show Flynn my screen, but he barely looks at it. He's got his arms folded, his mind clearly racing. You know he can't find out that I've spent the night here. I try to keep my voice under control. I know. Yeah, we both know. Wow, healthy relationship. Uh-oh. You're supposed to be exes. Move on. Jesus. But also, holy shit, like...
I'm trying to think, like, Leo's pretty fucking scary. I'm trying to think what I would do.
That's some possessive detective shit going on, but also, like, there's just this element of, like... I don't really like the modern society we've built around cell phones where people can just, like... There's this expectation of access at all time.
Yeah,
like,
no,
you're expected to always respond to people and always answer people and you always report where you are and like, I don't know, we used to be able to fuck off for a few days and like, I received a letter in the mail, I'll respond to that at some point. Like it's just the instant access idea that you slept in, so now your fucking whereabouts are known is just like, we need to chill a little bit. Like, this doesn't seem like a healthy way of keeping track of people.
Plus sides and negatives to this. You have instant access to people if you need help, and like there's an emergency, like you know right away. You don't have to wait for a letter to show up to realize that like your great grandfather died or something.
And I'm also aware that they're on a trip where they're trying to plan things on some level, but also like, motherfucker, you left me. Leave me alone.
I would love, and it really bums me out that like I wish I could just be like, hey, everyone I know and love, I'm going to not be on my phone for 5 days
Yeah.
and go on a trip. The amount of people that would get mad at me for saying that is too many. Because it'd be like, I mean, granted, it's all in good,
but it's also
good intentions. It's gonna be like my dad
phone off.
would be like, you can't. What if there's an emergency? And like my work, which definitely fucking be blowing up my messages because they always do. And then like, you know, I'd have emails and all these things, and then I'd have stress thinking about all these things that are building up.
It'd be pretty good to go on a trip and just be like, yeah, I'm gonna turn off my phone for these 5 days. I'm just not gonna turn it on. I really
need to do that soon. But like I said, there's a few people, like it's hard because like I said, my family would be like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that.
What if your loved one dies in a car crash right then?
Then
I guess I can't do anything about it.
What if Kiki needs you? I'd bring Kiki. We'd go on a trip together. But it's like, you know,
Kiki can survive on her own.
I want to go. I'm taking her on a road trip. I'm in the middle of trying to plan it because, what's his face? Not John Steinbeck wrote a whole book about his road trip with his dog Charlie, and so Kiki and I are gonna go on a road trip. I'm gonna take her camping because she's getting old.
She's hearing her name.
I know she's wagging her tail.
Thump 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 thump.
But yeah, then I'll tell everyone, leave me alone. It's just me and my dog for a few days.
Things are basically over between Leo and I. See, Flint, Chase, that's the problem. Basically, fix your shit. Get your house in order. I know that he can't because all these routes take place in parallel, so we're always stuck in the same timeline as the route where he's like, where he potentially says, we'll figure something out, and then his legs get chopped off. But which, I mean, not a normal cause and effect, but
it's funny how few decisions could change being here right now to having your legs cut off. It was only like a few decisions difference.
Kudzu shows up, is too good of boyfriend, and you're too much of a pussy to cut things off with Leo.
I hope Kudzu's at the door. That'd be nice.
Surprise Kudzu route, part 2.
That'd be sick.
But that doesn't change the fact that this will bring up all kinds of problems in our little friend group.
Dude, I can't even think of a good lie. Like, that's the problem. I'm sitting here, I'm like, what would I even... I can't think of anything. You can't even make up an excuse as to where... Like, if Flynn answers the door and he's like, Chase isn't with me, he went here last night. There's not a place where people wouldn't know where you were. Because all your friends are in the same town.
He can pretend that Chase isn't here right now, but
they're gonna think he's fucking dead.
Has to invent where he was last night.
Yeah.
And yeah. Flynn paces it for a few seconds, then turns back to me. Well, he's gone now. I could just get Carl to say that you spent the night at his. He already texted Carl. Shit. Flynn groans and hangs back his head. Well, did he ask him if you spent the night there? No, just that he didn't know where I am. At least, that's what he said in the text. I'll just tell him I don't know, and Carl can say you were there. Don't you think Carl would have told? Flynn suddenly reaches out, grabbing my shoulder and throwing me sideways onto the bed. I stare at him, wide-eyed, but he's not looking at me. Instead, he's staring at the window behind me. What? He throws my hand out in my face, silencing me. Fucking Leo's spying around the house.
Yeah, is he in the fucking window?
This is becoming horrific. Leo needs to kind of fuck off. This is kind of a problem. This is too much. This is also like very much like akin to the conversation we just had, where it's like these people just had casual sex and it was kind of whatever, and now there's like the fucking just a mountain of consequences that shouldn't exist, like that don't need to be there, but now it's going to be a problem in their friend group apparently because they're specifically getting outed immediately for doing it. Flynn moves to the window, and that's when I notice a big shadow shifting out there. I scramble to the other side of the bed, heart hammering in my chest. Did he see me? The curtain is covering most of the window, but the foot-long gap at the end is just enough to look in. Flynn starts pantomiming in front of the window, shrugging his shoulders and shaking his head. Finally, he drops his arms with a sigh and leans in to crack the window open. What the hell are you doing? Why the hell didn't you answer your door? Leo's voice is angry. Honestly, a lot more angry than I would have expected, despite the situation. I just woke up. I was knocking for like 5 fucking minutes. I'm a heavy sleeper. You're dressed and everything. I just got dressed. Most people don't go peeking into windows when they don't get an answer, though. Flynn glares at the window. I quietly roll off the bed so I can hide better, even if I'm not in view of the window from here. Listen, I'm just looking for Chase. Have you seen him? No. Flynn shifts his position a bit, in my direction, as if to try to block Leo's view. Looking for something? Yeah, Chase. Did I stutter? Well, he ain't here. Why would he be? Stayed behind with you at the party, didn't he? Yep, then ran off to do some project or something. There's a long pause. Puchica. I don't know how to pronounce this, but apparently everyone gets mad when I try, so...
How are you supposed to?
I don't know. I don't know what this word is.
Doesn't it mean, like, beautiful?
No, I think it means, like, bitch or something, or... I don't know. It's a swear.
But...
It's definitely a swear.
Isn't that what he calls us, though? Or us, I mean Chase? Like, isn't that
no,
what he...
chula.
Okay, chula. Chula is what he calls us.
And chula is, like, a feminine sounding word, I believe, but, like... Yeah, Puchica, I don't know. I don't know.
I know.
I took German. Fuck off. I come in for a sec.
It means like damn. I just looked it up.
Can I come in for a sec? I need a drink.
It's like a light swear word.
Go back to your house, man.
I need a drink.
You saying you don't want me to come in?
No. You're creepy.
Flynn sighs loudly, rubbing his eyes. I'm saying I'm tired. It's 10 in the fucking morning. It's 9, but yeah, sometimes I stay up late. Why?
What the fuck, why?
I woke up at 11 today, so...
Like, you don't need to tell you why I'm... Like, yeah. I can stay up late if I want to. I was watching Project Runaway. I don't know. I don't know what Flynn does in his free time. Go fuck off, Leo.
Flynn lowers his hand from his eyes and glares out at Leo. Listen, I'm not really in the mood for this right now. Another long pause. You're acting a little crazy right now, too. Listen, I'll be on my way if I could just come in for a bit. I'm fucking burning up. It's hot in here.
Yeah, bro.
I see Flynn push his forehead against the glass, eyes closed, frustration written all over his face.
It's a fucking bad idea, bro.
Alright, a glass of water, then get out, so I can get back to sleep. Fine. With that, Flynn closes the window, watching it for a while before sighing loudly again. Alright, stay here, got it? If he knows you're here, we both know he'll kill us both. He's got a gun and everything.
He does.
Good boyfriend.
Good ex-boyfriend to have. That's not good.
I love having people in your life that you're afraid of.
Keith looks over at me. Yes.
Alright. If for whatever reason he comes back here, hide under the fucking bed if you have to. Fucking Leo's just ear against the glass hearing this whole conversation. With that, Flynn turns and heads out the door into the hallway. The last thing he said has me feeling like shit. Sneaking around behind Leo's back like this is wrong, even if I know telling him about it would be worse. Is it my fault that Leo can't get over our relationship? I have the right to do what I want, right? It's just reason 500 why all these characters need to they just need to scatter like the Dragon Balls and never see each other again. Just disappear. I sigh and press my forehead into the bed. Staring at my crotch. That's when I realize that I'm still naked. I look up, listening. I hear the front door open, followed by some distant mumbling from Leo. If I sneak to the bathroom real quick and grab my clothes... No. Maybe stare there until Leo leaves.
Bad idea.
Literally never do anything, ever. I cannot stress enough how, like, when you're in a house, you hear basically everything all the time. Like, you're gonna sneakily use doors? The fuck? Do you not know what houses are like? Have you not been in one your whole life? You're not gonna silently creep through the house. Oh, it's just my roommate. Oh, the one from, you mean the one that's that way?
Yeah, I heard.
In your fucking, like, terrarium house? At least that way it won't look so bad if he finds me for whatever reason. But you were here.
There's no way it's not gonna look bad. You both already lied about you being here. There's no way. Clothes or not, it's not gonna fucking matter. Like,
you can at best just pretend that, like, oh yeah, everyone fucked off, so you hung out with Flynn and got drunk and you spent the night here, and we were just hiding it because you're gonna freak out. We knew you were gonna freak out like this. This is what you're like. But that's even more gaslighty, and you're like just more lying to him about the thing that you did do. But also, you probably shouldn't tell him because Jesus Christ, Leo, stop.
Honestly, that's probably what they should have just like done.
Yeah, at this point, that's a better lie that you now can't walk back because you're pretending he wasn't here.
After the blow up yesterday, I like want to talk with Flynn, and we just got really deep in our cups. You know, I'm hella hungover, bro.
I don't want to walk home.
Yeah, I didn't want to walk home. And he wanted to talk, and we talked about some stuff, and it's all sorted out now, so we're all good. That's it, the end.
Pay no attention to TJ's screams. I get up and pad quietly to the hall, listening. Why? Typo. I can hear some clinking around in the kitchen, then the murmur of some voices. The kitchen is practically out of sight from the hall, which leads to the living room. I stand there for a moment longer, tail twitching as I contemplate if this is a good idea or not. The moment I hear Leo's voice coming from the kitchen area again, I quietly tiptoe the short distance to the bathroom.
What if he needs to use the bathroom before he goes?
This is a nice bathroom.
It is.
This is a nice house.
It is.
This is the nicest house we've seen.
Besides Carl's.
I like it more than Carl's.
I like it more than Carl's aesthetically.
Carl's is weird. I don't like Carl's house. Also, Carl has a horror basement, which itself has a horror crawl space, like
which is like kind of a deal breaker.
Yeah, no.
No. As far as like looking at the backgrounds, I do like Flynn's house the best so far.
It's very nice.
Carl's house is just told to us is very big and beautiful.
Yeah, we see 2 rooms. We see his TV room. I guess we saw the kitchen, but I think it's the same room. So we see the giant TV kitchen room, and then we see the bedroom where we came on the wall.
We also saw like the weight room.
There's a weight room in the basement. There's Carl's room. There's Carl's shower, bathroom. I guess we've seen a lot of his house. This has been a while.
It's just
that was
not
the beginning.
That pretty to me.
No, I don't like Carl's house.
This bathroom's pretty swanky for a couple dudes who live here. Like, not trying to generalize, but
do you think this is a...
Honestly, girls' bathrooms are worse, so...
Do you think this is the shared bathroom between the 2 halves of the house?
It's got 2
Does it have another
sinks.
door in the other direction?
I forgot what they call those. It's called like honeymoon sinks, or like there's a word for the 2 sinks in the same.
Yeah, I mean, we have that. That's just really common for larger bathrooms.
Oh, I forgot we have that. We do have that.
Yeah, we do. This whole time we've been living here, we've had 2 sinks in the same bathroom. How do you forget?
I don't know. It's just our bathroom's not as like swanky.
Yeah, so it's not a big bathroom, but there's still 2 sinks. It's really important structural information.
Oh my gosh.
Despite not having come close at all to being caught, my heart still hammered in my chest. The voices continue to mumble in the kitchen as I start looking around for my clothes. They're folded neatly on the counter, and I quickly snatch them up. Pretty sure I wouldn't smell on you. I catch a few words from Leo that make my ears perk. Something about smell? Oh, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You guys railed. Leo smells a lot of things. He has a canine's nose.
Is it even worth lying to him ever about something like this, then?
Once you let him in, you're fucked.
You can't really
You're really fucked up.
cheat on a canine, because you're not gonna get away with it.
Yeah. Fucking comic that's like, you are the most jealous man I know. You know other men? My eyes widen. Did he smell me on Flynn? I'm pretty sure Flynn hadn't showered since what we did yesterday. My heart rate picks up again as I feel my knees wanting to give out. Where the fuck are you going? This time I do hear Flynn, and I know exactly what it means. The only problem is that I'm still naked in the fucking bathroom. Should I lock the door? Then Leo would definitely know someone's here, and that's probably me. Fuck. I mouth the word, knowing that Leo would hear it if I said it now. I hear heavy footsteps coming up the hall. I definitely can't go back to the room and hide under the bed now. They don't keep coming towards the bathroom, though. The movements became somewhat muffled again as they turned to Flynn's room.
Oh, you actually made a good choice this time.
Damn.
I'm surprised that Chase made a good choice on that, because I thought that was... Well, we'll see how it goes, but...
This is fucking crazy, Leo. If Leo heard Flynn, he doesn't say anything. I anticipate the sounds of Leo ripping up Flynn's room, but I guess he isn't that far gone because things go quiet again. Then there's some pacing around, along with heavy breathing. You realize I could call the cops, right? I hear the closet door open. I look around desperately, realizing that I don't have much time. The first thing I see is the shower curtain in the bathtub. It's a see-through blue color. There's no way I can stand behind it and not be seen.
That's horrible.
I hear shifting around in the other room again, and their bickering becomes clear as they step back into the hall. Who wants to have a shower curtain you can see through?
That's what I was just thinking. That sounds horrible.
Why? Panicking and practically numb with fear. That's not a feeling you should have about your boyfriend. Jesus Christ. Or ex-boyfriend.
But that's the sad thing. Some people do feel this way about their ex-boyfriend.
This is bad.
I mean, it's good that you're not together anymore, but like,
it's like so many routes reinforce that there's a fear response to Leo across multiple characters. That's just not a good dynamic.
He's reactive.
I crouch down and pull open a cupboard under the sink. Amazingly, there are only a few bottles of cleaning cleaning solutions, leaving plenty of room for me to squeeze in. What? I would not want to try to squeeze under the sink.
I wonder... Okay.
As quietly as I can, I crawl into the opening.
My first thought is like, I kind of want to go and see if I can fit underneath the cabinets in our bathroom now. But...
I don't think you could.
I don't know. I'm going to like... Next time I'm in there, I'm just going to look and kind of gauge it. I wonder if I could.
You're going to get stuck. You're going to text me like...
Keith, I'm stuck. I did that thing you told me not to do.
Reaching back out, I pull the door closed, setting my other hand against it so I can... Against it as I do so that it won't spring shut. Everything goes dark, and their voices become muffled once again. I back up against the very back of the enclosure, hugging my knees as I try to keep my breathing quiet. It's actually a little while before they come into the bathroom, and I almost jump as Leo's voice booms in the small space. His smell is all over your fucking house. Then he should probably shower more. There's a small silence, and I imagine that Leo just gave him a look that shattered any surly confidence that he might have had, which is easy. Flynn is easily defeated.
Yeah, apparently.
He's all ones. Like I said, he was here for like an hour yesterday. And why didn't you fucking tell me that earlier? Because I knew you'd act like this. Seriously. Their footsteps shift again in time with their voices muffling, so they pivot to almost the same lie I mentioned, where it's like you could just be like, well, Leo acts like this, so you can always act like you didn't tell him at first because he's going to do this. I mean, here he goes.
Yeah, that at this point, it's like all that they have left to do. And, you know, and it also occurs to me that not only is Leo a canine, but like fucking Chase is a musk type. So the combination is
Chase,
basically...
the musk type Pokemon.
It's very... Well, that's like the worst one to get. My favorite Pokemon is Gyarados, and it's the atrocious Pokemon, and that's why I always name the Gyarados I have
atrocious Pokemon
after Stephanie. I always name it Stephanie 2.
And then you were giving us Gyarados for the Pokemon series.
Yes.
For anyone that doesn't remember, our Sword and Shield thumbnails have us as Lickitung and Gyarados, and it's cursed. It's beautiful.
It is cursed.
It's incredible. What a nightmare.
I am the atrocious Pokemon.
I tried to let out a small sigh of relief. I can still hear them arguing, but I don't really care enough.
Whoa, oh no. This is a horrible idea, Samuel.
Stop. You pass through the cupboard door into the bathroom.
Why would you do this?
You.
Oh.
You follow the voices down to the hall, into the kitchen. Leo's on his way to the door. He stops in front of it, turning back around to Flynn, who's following close behind. You're really just starting to piss me off, Flynn. Get out of my house! And you're really starting to freak me out, Leo. All of that still doesn't explain why his smell is all over you. Flynn works his jaw for a moment, eyes narrowed. We roughhoused a little by the mine. By the mine? You know how we get sometimes. It's really hot. Leo is shaking his head, like he's tired of listening to what Flynn has to say, like he's tired of everything. He's being polite, and he means he can smell cum. Just like in his truck. He's acquainted.
Oh.
It smells like my truck in here.
Wouldn't that just smell like his cum, though?
He's like a cum hound, bloodhound for cum.
Oh, God.
No.
What a horrible power to have.
No. You know, that's what he's saying.
Oh my gosh, that is what he's saying. I looked down and I was like, oh.
And then to have it mixed with that smell.
God, that really is horrible to have to smell that all the time.
Flynn throws his hands up, exasperated. I jerked off later. Sorry, but this really ain't any of your business. You know, it kind of fucking is, since I planned out the entire fucking thing. It's your business that he jacked off?
I need you to tell me every time you've jacked off. I need you to keep a notebook.
Count the strokes.
Yeah, yeah. How many minutes? Record it.
Leo's starting to lose his temperature again.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
That one just slipped. Leo's starting to lose his temperature again.
He did it again!
Why?
Oh my goodness. Are you starting to lose your temperature again,
Help.
Keith?
Concentrate.
He's got a fever. He's losing his mind.
Leo's starting to lose his temper again. You know this isn't like Leo at all.
Yeah, it is.
Calm down. Jesus, maybe he went off to do more research or whatever. He said he wasn't done at the mine. At the mine. Leo's not listening anymore. He's looking to the side, staring at the wall, hackles raised. Listen, I'll drive around town real quick to see if I can find him before work, alright? Flynn, you know you ruined this whole thing for me, right? Thing for you? What are you talking about? And I'll be fucking damned if I let you do it again. The anger and spite in Leo's voice is scaring Flynn. Leo, what's going on? But Leo still isn't listening. The wolf turns sharply away, yanking open the door. Leo? Flynn reaches out, resting a hand on Leo's shoulder. But at that moment, the wolf throws an elbow back into Flynn so hard, the lizard stumbling back several steps before falling to his knees. Flynn lets out a hoarse groan, but Leo ignores it, slamming the door shut on his way out. He just came to someone's house and assaulted him over Chase. Just like he broke a pinball machine over Chase. Like, fucking Leo needs to chill. This is a nightmare. He really freaks me out.
It really would be scary to have, like, this kind of ex-boyfriend.
Yeah. Flynn stays like that, doubled over on the carpet, making soft, rasping noises before his breathing finally comes under his control. He stays there a while longer, absorbing what just happened, knowing that Leo isn't himself either. He also regrets doing anything with Chase. Finally, he looks up, right at you. You decide to leave. There's really no point to try and reason with him. It's been a while since you've been out alone like this. This isn't good.
Did we just wander outside by ourselves?
We just wandered outside by ourselves, but also, it's 10 a.m. Look at the world.
It's 10 a.m. What does that have to do with anything?
Look at the world. That's not right.
No, it's not right.
That's not the middle of the day. That's not late morning.
No, it's not.
No, it's like fucked up and red and weird. This is a concern. And we're like having some sort of dissociative thing going on where we're like it's like from Samuel's perspective, we're now in third person, which is interestingly how Arches is written. Is all of Arches is written in third person. You are not Cameron or Devon. You're an outside perspective that kind of follows them. And this was triggered by a weird choice, so it feels like it's Samuel doing it. But also, this is noteworthy. I'm pretty sure we just experienced Flynn's thoughts.
Yeah, isn't something either else regrets.
He regrets doing anything with Chase. We're
third person omnipresent.
We know what Flynn's thinking, which has never happened before. We've never been in somebody else's head like that with one of the main group, because we're Chase, right?
Right.
It's been a while since you've been out alone like this. It feels good not being attached.
Oh.
Something about that lizard, Flynn, is helping this happen. You'll have to deal with him later. As you continue to walk down the dirt road, you see him. It takes a while at first because he's so far away. But then you see that thick tail waving back and forth as he approaches you. Can he see you? Probably. It's been a long time since you were attached. But the feelings, the thoughts, you can remember it like it was yesterday. The new one is better, a lot more quiet. At least, you made him quiet. It was easier to do than with this one. He keeps walking toward you, and you start to wonder if you should turn back. You always snap back eventually. Why not let this play out? Let's see how far this will go. Now that you're this close, you can see water dripping off his body. You made him quiet? It's Sydney.
Oh.
Even after all these years, he's dripping.
Yeah.
Finally, you can make out his face. Angry. No. Furious. Finally seeing you again. He doesn't like what you did, and who can blame him? He starts to run towards you. You finally stop walking. Waiting. He's on you in a second, lunging, blunt claws and sharp teeth bared. That's why he has a big tail. I keep wondering if I should come out myself. Last time I heard any voices was like almost 5 minutes ago. Still, I realize that they could both be outside or something, and I don't want to come running out if Leo decides to come back in. So I wait, starting to feel sweaty in my cramped position, my nose twitching from the strong chemical smells. I'll probably have to take another shower. After another few minutes, I hear a soft padding up the hallway. I know it's Flynn, but I wait. Another few seconds of silence goes by before Flynn finally speaks. He's gone. Well, that happened.
Yeah.
That somethinged. What?
Okay.
So we made a choice, which usually means Samuel, but this time
Samuel...
he didn't actually compel Chase, because clearly Chase didn't go anywhere.
Well, yeah, Samuel just stepped out of Chase and went and watched the conversation, which is also why Leo didn't notice us, because that's what I was confused about.
Yeah, we apparently left as Samuel, assuming we're right about this whole time being that, like, who the voice is. And then,
He said, so he goes out there, and he says...
I'm wondering if Samuel killed Sydney.
That's what it sounds like to me.
And if Sydney knows Samuel killed Sydney specifically and not Chase.
That's what it seems like to me also.
That also depends on whether or not this Samuel entity, like, does he leave as Samuel, or does he look like Chase, or does he look like the other Chase?
Well, I don't know how they're seeing each other at all.
Yeah, like I don't
Sydney's
know
also dead.
Yeah,
so.
like I don't know what Sydney's seeing.
Well, I don't know what Sydney's seeing. I don't know what this entity that we were just now saw in terms of like is he seeing Sydney's ghosts or something?
I don't know.
Like in what way is he able to see Sydney?
That got fun weird.
But I like how he was like, he said he made this one quiet, like he made Chase quiet. And he couldn't do that so easily with the last one. And he says he still remembers all of his memories with the last one, even though it was years ago. And the last one is he said like it wasn't
if Sydney acting out was also Samuel.
He said,
and then he might have switched to Chase and killed Sydney or something.
Well, he was like, you know, like that other one, which we didn't know he was looking at Sydney yet. He's like, that other one was harder to keep quiet. This one is more quiet. It's easier to keep this one quiet.
Chase is a better host because he's just a big weenie.
That's what it seems like, which makes me wonder if that's why Samuel would have incentive to kill Sydney if Sydney was a bad host. He was not quiet enough.
Yeah,
and manipulatable enough.
We still don't know a lot about the logic of Samuel and what to think about it and what's going on there.
I am curious as to what Sydney's able to see and why Sydney would recognize Samuel, or if we looked like Samuel, or whoever we are.
What's very interesting...
Sydney obviously recognized us. Whatever Sydney saw, Sydney knew that he was mad at us.
What's really interesting here is that if we're setting up the idea that there's a connection between... Like if Samuel was involved with Sydney also, which seems to be established in that scene... That means that Flynn may have seen Sydney making whatever expression we're making.
Like maybe he recognizes...
Like whatever, when those decisions happen, he might like set... Like what might really freak out Flynn is that he might be seeing stuff that he's seen before, from before Sydney died. And that'll stir up his brains. There's also the question of whether or not his attraction to Chase is some kind of leftover thing from Sydney. From when they were younger and caring and like liking him more, and that he might be like projecting onto Chase a bit when they aren't really friends.
But also I'm not entirely sure how much Flynn even feels about us at all.
Yeah, it's hard to be sure.
If anything, besides just wanting to fuck, which seems like his just MO. Like, yeah. It just seems like he likes to fuck. So I don't know if he feels...
Like some hyena, but unknown, who knows what they look like hyena? Who could it be?
Yeah, I fucked some hyena. No more questions, please.